Hello, it's that time of year again. Um, it's December 1st. I'm already late one day because I am in PST and we start at 9 p.m. for the new Advent of Code puzzles. So I'll be doing Advent of Code 2023 this year. This is my first video. As you can see, they're about to release the third date, so I better get started. So day one, you know what? First of all, let me open up my IDE, which is PyCharm. I'll do it on Python again, as I usually do, because I've actually never completed this before. So I want to at least complete it one time. What did I have this before? Advent of Code 2023. I remember I written a couple of helper functions before, so I should do that. Let me open up my previous years and just copy paste the code here. Oh, it's not open. (2021) new project. I only did a couple days for Advent of Code 2021 and didn't even do 2022. Here utilities.py. Am I allowed to copy here? It's just a move, or jeez. I don't even have anything in here. Parse with the delimiter option. Paste here. I can copy the file, right? Utilities. Just copy paste that. Possibly day one. I need a day one file, Python file, and also day one text file for the puzzle input. I don't need main.py. Delete. I want to see what I have here. Okay, let me just copy and paste this. So there usually is a part 1 and part 2 unless they change the format of Advent of Code. So I will leave this. And I usually have an input list. And it's called utilities. What? I spelled it wrong before? Utilities. That's why. Utilities. Now parse is correct. Print. And there's my main function. I parse this file day1.txt, which will be the puzzle input, and then I can start working on it really quickly. All right, that's good. Let's begin. Day 1, trebuchet. Something is wrong with global snow production, and you've been selected to take a look. The elves have even given you a map on it. They've used stars to mark the top 50 locations that are likely to be having problems. You've been doing all this long enough to know that to restore snow operations, you need to check all 50 stars by December 25th. Okay. Collect stars by solving puzzles. 2 puzzles will be made available on each day in the Advent calendar. The second puzzle is unlocked once you complete the first. Each puzzle grants 1 star. Good luck. So it's the same format as previous years, where you have an input, solve part 1, and then once part 1 is solved, part 2 unlocks and then you start part 2, it usually is there's just an addition to the problem, and it could be a bit harder as well. You try to ask why they can't just use a weather machine from 2015 day 1. I don't even remember that. I did it though. Not powerful enough, and where they're even sending you the sky, and why your map looks mostly blank. You sure ask a lot of questions. And hang on, did you just say the sky? Of course, where do you think snow comes from? When you realize that the elves are already loading you into a trebuchet. Please hold still, we need to strap you in. I know trebuchets from playing Age of Empires 2. As they're making the final adjustments, they discover that their calibration document, which is your puzzle input, has been amended by a very young elf who was apparently just excited to show off her art skills, female elf. Consequently, the elves are having trouble reading the values on the document. The newly improved calibration document consists of lines of text. Each line originally contained a specific calibration value that the elves now need to recover. On each line, the calibration value can be found by combining the first digit and the last digit in that order to form a single two-digit number. For example, in this example, the calibration values of these 4 lines are 12, 38, 15, and 77. Adding these together produces 142. Consider your entire calibration document. What is the sum of all the calibration values? Okay, you sum all these values up, but wait a minute. What were the calibration values again? How did they get it? First digit and the last digit. Okay. So, for my puzzle input, I will go through every single line, and each line will have a value, the first digit and the last digit. Add all of them together and I get my answer. Yes, so let me just copy and paste this. Don't think I need 2021 anymore. Okay, close that. Save. So this is how I usually do it, just print it. All right. So usually every year they just start off with a simple sum problem. So I iterate through every single line, and then I iterate through all the characters of that string of each line. I find the first digit, I find the last digit, convert that to an integer, add all of them together. That's my answer. I would probably have basically 2 indices, one starting from the start and one going down from the last digit, the last position. And once I found a digit, basically a number, I stop my iteration of indices. All right, so let's do it. Sum equals 0. Okay. And then here's my input list. I would not do it like this. I would probably... Oh, no, this is correct, right? Input list, I have to go through every single line, but I don't really care about anything else. Right? Yes. Yes, because why did I have enumerate before? Index and basically line. But I don't really care about this index anymore because we just sum everything together. Whoops. So I don't think I need enumerate. I just need every single line. And here, for each line, I would have two indices. One, I just call it I and j. J is the length of the line. No, I keep iterating through it. Yeah. So I think the best way is to use a while loop. Should I use a flag? Basically say first digit found and last digit found. Yeah. So first digit. We'll start off at -1 because that's not possible. Last digit. Would also be -1. And then I don't think I actually need two indices. I can just have a 1 and have the second one just count from the end. So I don't think I need a while loop now. I can just do it with a for loop. For I in range length of line, colon. If first digit is not -1, which means it's found, and line I is a digit, then we can store that digit into first digit. Okay, there's a couple ways to do it. I think you can go type, right? Or is instance. Hold on. It's either that or I can just create a dictionary or a set of digits and then we know it. Maybe that could be faster. Since it's a string, you go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh god, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0, which I already have. Okay. I mean, I have to look at this syntax again. There's a way to just compare it, but I'm not going to. I'll just use this set method. All right, it's part of the digit. Then first digit would be equal to that digit. And I do the same thing for last digit. Oops, does not equal to. Last digit has not been found. And line. Length line should be -1. 0. Yes, that's correct. Last digit is equal to line, that value. And then if they are both found, we can just break. Okay, this is assuming that there are at least 2 digits in each of the lines, which I don't know if I can assume. 1 second. Two, 9, 6. Wait a minute, did I read this wrong? So what's going on here? For example, this one, 3THB2. Does that mean that it's just 33? First digit and last digit. Okay, so for example, 3THB2, it would just be 33 because 3 is the first and last digit. I'm not going insane here, right? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, trebuchet there. There's this example. It's 77. So this just works. This is correct. And then we add it to the sum. So it would be first digit plus last digit, and we're going to convert that to an int. At the very end, once you iterate through everything, you would return count or sum. And we should just try it out with the test input. So I shouldn't have copy and pasted this so quickly. The main, should be day 1. Can I run without debugging, or just like that? Okay, so this is just a Python thing. I would have assumed that this would already be string, but apparently this is int. Why would be int? Okay. Because it would be string in the puzzle input. I just need to figure out which way to convert and which type it should use. Yeah, whatever. String all the way. Is equal to... You know what? How about if I just do none? That's... Is not none. Is not none. Is not none. Okay, and once it finds it, stores the digit into those variables. Oh, again, is not none. Forgot all this one. Please, 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 please. Does this even matter? Line 1 I in digits. Why is first digit none and last digit none? I gotta step through it more. Step over. Why do you not go in? Oh, because it is none. Oh. And then it would be not none. Okay, that makes sense. So now, why is it giving me that error? Last digit is none for some reason, because I did not complete. I did not fix this. It didn't break. But that shouldn't make a difference. Looks like there's a double equals here, which is not correct. And no, these two are not none and not none, but that shouldn't make a difference. Okay, now it goes to the end. So I think the last digit is 2 and the first digit is 1. So that's correct. Resume. Resume. Why is this sum not changing? Hold on, I saw it should be 12. The next one should be 38. But the last digit is none for some reason. It's not -1, it should be -I. Which I screwed that up. That's why you don't go so fast. So now I have an out of range error. So I wonder why it's going out of range. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4. What is this? Length of the line minus I. Right, if the first one is 1 ABC2, the length is 5 minus 4. That should get you 2, no? I'm going insane here. Length of the line should be 5. Oh, it's 5, so you have to minus 1. Okay. Off by 1 error. Okay. Or should I just play this? 142. I got it. So now instead of this test input, I would do this entire big puzzle input. Five, 4, 5, 6, 1. Hope this is correct. That is the right answer. Nice. And I just realized I remember my file organization here. I had another one called day one sample.txt, and then that's where I put in the sample input. But they have 2 sample inputs. Oh no. Rename. It's under refactor. I have to say day 1 sample 1. And then I add another one, day 1 sample 2. I've never seen the sample files be different, I think. Here. All right. Print part 2. Okay, let's read part 2 now. Your calculation isn't quite right. It looks like some of the digits are actually spelled out with letters. Yes, I noticed that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 also count as valid digits. Equipped with this new information, you now need to find the real first and last digit on each line. For example, in this example, the calibrations or values are these. Adding them together produces 281. That's what I was worried about. There would be actual words. And this would be a bit tricky to do. So it could either be spelled out or the digit itself, whatever comes first. I wonder how I can do this. I need time to think. 1, 2. I mean, we can find these words easily in the line. But to notify that it's the first or last, that could be the difficult part. And we can't just randomly cut the line either, because they're all different lengths, and there could be digits as well. Wait, speaking of cutting, are the only characters... There's no special characters, right? It doesn't look like it. So I wonder if we can just split by... We can split by digits, no? I don't know if Python allows you to split by multiple. But even if I split it to get either characters, a blob of characters, or a digit, inside that blob of characters, I have to find the very last group of letters, which would be the valid word. Because, yeah, exactly. Say, for example, 823. I mean, there's 3 possible numbers there, digits there, and you have to find the correct one. This part 2 looks pretty difficult for day 1. Interesting. So if I split, I'm just going to search out Python split by multiple delimiters. I also wonder, if I can just replace everything. If I can replace these letters with number, is that good? Or maybe it wouldn't, because, for example, 8, 2, it would only replace the 8, and then you're left with a W and O when 2 could have been the valid digit. So I see something that potentially could error if I use that method. See, 2 and 1, 4. Oh, that's a good one. 76. Maybe I have to brute force this. I would have to iterate through every single line. Go from the start. Search for 3 letters at a time. And if you don't find anything, then search for 4 letters. And if that's not a valid one, search for 5 letters. If you cannot find anything, then you go to the next group of letters, next position, and do the same thing until you reach the max length. And you do the same thing going backwards. I think that might be not the easiest, but the most brute force way without frying your brain, thinking too much. I mean, I was thinking of like splitting the string and stuff, but there seems to be more problems, and you probably have to do the same thing anyways. Because if you were just to replace the words with the digits, there lies a problem where, for example, 2 and 1, it probably replaces the first 2, and then the 1 would not get replaced because the O was part of O and 1 was part of the O and 2, and if those words are combined, then that potentially poses problems when replacing. I don't like doing it that way, but I just need to code something right now. So I got this. Day 1 sample 1. Day 1 sample 2. We'll use day 1 sample 2 for now. Just copy and paste part 1 into our part 2. We have digits. We're going to also need words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is there 0? There's no 0. Oh, thank God. Is there even zeros at all? No. Why do I even care about 0? All right, here we go. J equals 0. Why do I need J? I don't need J. Okay, same thing. So we go through each line of code, or line in the input. So this is if it is a digit. I think we can just go if the first digit is none, and we add another if line. If statement here. Else. This is the big part. If the character is a letter, if the character in the letter, I split the string into 3, 4, and 5 letters. And check if it is a word. In fact, I also need to map it. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This mapping is just so that if the word is found, we instantly know our digit. So let me go through this. If it is a t, it'd be I equals 0, 1, and 2. We have to make sure that we don't exceed that our maximum length. is correct. And then we'd split the string. I is inclusive. The end is not inclusive, right? Python string slicing. I just want to know if it's inclusive or not. Position 5 not included. Okay. So if it's not included, then I have to go I plus 3. Worst digits. First digit would equal to be that. Solving problems. And then we repeat this for, I don't want to use a for loop, I just do the same thing. Plus 4. Five. Make sure that these do not exceed +4. Okay. And if you cannot find anything yet, then you keep going. You're thinking that, hey, what if it already reached the end and you can't find it, then it would never find a word. And you're correct, it wouldn't find a word, but it could still find a digit. So that's why if it already reached the end, then it must be a digit. And honestly, you do the same thing. For the last digit. It's the easy part. We know what the last digit is. It's the else that is difficult. So now what? Instead, we have to make sure that it's just always greater or equal to 0. It's always going to be I minus 2, I minus 3, I minus 4. This would be I minus 2 inclusive, right? Wait. length of line, length of line, and length of the line. So say the length of the line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 8. It would be 8. And you're trying to start at the E here. 8 minus 0 is 8. Minus 2 is 6. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Starts at the N. That is not correct. You want to start with the I here. So everything needs to be subtracted by one more. Okay. Minus I. So our start position would be minus I minus 3. And our stop position would be length of the line minus I. And since the stop is not including this, for the slicing, it's not including the last element, we don't minus 1. And I do the same for U, and U would be a 4, that'd be a 5. Copy paste. Copy paste. Copy paste. And once you've found everything, found the first digit and the last digit, then you break and you sum everything together. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So you have 219. We can just break through it first. 219, okay. First digit, we need to find the third digit. It's not a digit. So 0 plus 2, 3. 3 is not greater than length of line. So we go line from 2 to 3. From 0, which is t to I plus 3, plus 1, plus 2. So it'd be 2. And you actually found 2 in here. So you go. And because you have 2 and no English number repeats itself, this is also impossible. So now you find the last digit. And if this is 8 minus 0 is 8, minus 1 is 7. So you don't get out of bounds error. It is not a digit, and we keep going. If it's less than 0, it has to be greater than 0. Greater or equal to 0, right? To pass, it has to be greater or equal to 0. That doesn't make sense. Okay, debug again, just the first line. You already know that's correct. 8 minus 0 is 8, minus 3 is 5. 5 is greater than or equal to 0, so we keep going. So we start at position 5, which is T is 0, W is 1, O is 2, 1 is 3, N is 4, I is 5. Okay, that's correct because we want to go 3 letters. Ein doesn't exist, but wait, 9 does. So it goes here, and we convert the last digit, which is now 9. And on our first iteration, we find our digits, and we combine them together. And our sum is now 29,219, which is correct. And then we keep going. And now we have a key error, which is egg. Huh? Why are you searching EIG? All right, debug time again. Resume. It's literally the next piece of code that screws it up. EIG is not supposed to exist. Step over. Ah, wait, I screwed this up. How did I miss the 5 here? I didn't miss it to the last digit. Okay, 281. Great. That is correct. So I have some faith here. Day 1 sample 2. We're going to comment this out. And it would just be day 1. 54076. Is that the answer? That is correct. And great. I just finished day 1 of Advent of Code 2023. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. 2 stars.